right, we live.
All right, shalom, shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this sinful kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures. And first and foremost, before we get started, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son and their proper true names in the Hebrew tongue. Ka,
Halayim, La,
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem,
Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Ha,
Rakah,
Quadash,
Ma'amah. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone, also to our elders as well. Down here in the Lions Den of Yashtarala Camp, here at 1. Salutations to all the Akim Four Corners of the earth, pushing the truth of sincerity. Today we have a lesson. Lord willing, is edifying to the hopefully elect out there, and also the men, women, and children that believe in sincerity as well. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it, man. With that, with today's lesson being on focus, all right? Here's the definition of focus. It says the center of interest or activity. The state or quality of having or producing clear visual definition.
So with that being said, read the first one again. Because the two parts of being focused. There's so many things that are out here that could cause us to have disturbed vision, to where we're thinking we're walking down the right path, but because our vision is blurry, we veered off a little bit. We gotta understand how to get back on course. Yep. Go ahead, read the definition one again.
The center of interest or activity.
All right, now what is our center of interest or activity? All right, salvation, the kingdom, but our main focal point is Yahweh Shai, which keeps our vision clear. As long as we keep our vision focused on Him, right, we have a clear vision as to the direction that we need to go, because He created that path for us. Go ahead.
It says an act of concentrating interest or activity on something.
All right, so let's go ahead.
The second one, it says the state or quality of having or producing clear visual definition.
Right. So with that being said, what is our mind supposed to be occupied on? Getting to the kingdom. And how do we get there? Through Yahweh Shai, remaining focused, because everything you see on this earth can distort your vision. Your children, your spouse, your friends, your job, even yourself. Mainly yourself. We start to think of shit that don't even exist, creating scenarios in our own head, like feeling like we're not good enough. We can never be good enough, so you need to get rid of that thought off rip. There's nothing we could ever do to that's gonna be good enough for what Yahweh Shai did for us. That's not the point. The point is He gave us a way. Even though we're not worthy, He gave us a way. That's what we need to be focused on. That path that He gave us, even with us not being worthy. And that's what the root of salvation is. All right? So now, if we understand that, we don't go wrong. And how do we maintain in that frame of mind, keeping the mindset of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai? All right, so maintaining that focal point of looking at Yahweh Shai, all right, as He brings us to Yahweh. It's paying attention to the apostles and the elders as they bring us to Yahweh Shai, who's ultimately going to bring us to Yahweh. So now, so once we keep maintain that frame of mind, we no longer let wicked thoughts come into play to distort our vision, because we got what we rely on 1 Corinthians 2:16. The spiritual man has the mind of Yahweh Shai, that he may instruct him. So now understanding that, because what does it also say? It shall, right now it doesn't appear what we shall be, right? But we know when He shows up, we shall be just like Him. Where does that start? Does that start when He shows up? No, because when He shows up, that's the completed part. It starts right now. We don't just when Yahweh Shai show up, now we have the mindset of Yahweh Shai. That mindset starts right now. So we have to remain focused on that mindset that we've been installed with, not the one that we used to have that was created by this world. Got a precept? Go ahead.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us.
Can you read verse 2?
Verse 2, looking unto Yahushua, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Right, so despising the shame, because we can sit in shame all day long, and because our righteousness is that filthy rag. But maintaining that focus in Yahushua and focusing on how he endured all the way to the end, despite the shame, and being placed on the right hand side of the Father, man. All right, so we get to inherit that glory that was bestowed upon him, right, by believing in him. Elder, you have one?
This is Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies.
Right, and that's how you remain focused, man. Keeping your mind long. Like my grandmother used to tell me, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. You know, some people say the devil's playground, but the devil ain't playing with you, man. He working. You know what I'm saying? It's his workshop. When your mind is sitting around idle, and you ain't got nothing, if you ain't got Yahushua on your mind, just like the servant that got freed from the demons, right? When they came back and got 7 more demons worse, they found his house, that the house was empty, meaning he didn't have his mind set on Yahushua, so he was at the worst state than he was in the beginning. Right, so we're going to be occupied in prophecy, and once we're occupied in prophecy, all right, we're going to prophesy. And if you really keep your mind on getting to the kingdom, you don't have time to think about anything else. You don't have time to focus on anything else. You got the kingdom, you got the church, the brotherhood. If you have kids, you got children, your spouse. Then you got your job, right? You got all these things to have to put your mind on that keeps you busy, right? We should always be not being busybodies and meddling in other affairs, but be busy being examples of what true men of the Lord is and true women of the Lord.
Yep. And being patient
Come.
in the process. It says here, he will keep the sayings of the renowned men, basically the disciples
Come.
in the scriptures, and where subtle parables are, he will be there also.
And that's the type of conversations we engaged in. That's the kind of conversation that we seek out of the parables, right? Watching the lessons, watching each other's lessons, getting lifted up by each other. It says, bear one another each burden. We all have to bear our cross like Yahushua did, but it becomes easier having the brotherhood. It becomes easier having your mind occupied. Because if you're sitting around just not doing nothing, you're liable to fall for anything. Anything can enter into your mind. Now you got perverse thoughts that you're trying to deal with. Now you like, you know, you're questioning yourself. You're questioning the authority that the Most High gave you through the Spirit of the Lord. You're comparing yourself to other men that ain't trying to do the work you're doing. You don't have time to think about that, man. Go ahead.
He will seek out the secrets of grave sentences and be conversant in dark parables. He shall serve among great men and appear before princes. He will travel through strange countries, for he hath tried the good and evil among men. He will give his heart to resort early to the Lord that made him, and will pray before the Most High, and will open his mouth in prayer and make supplication for his own sins.
And the elder just did a lesson on how and why we pray.
Right.
All right, supplicating, meaning to beg earnestly.
Right.
You know, cry out to the Lord. That's what we're meant to do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That shows integrity. That shows gratitude. That shows responsibility. That shows you know how to follow instructions, and it shows that you're not afraid to be vulnerable. A lot of men, because we're men, and we got testosterone build up. We have a problem with being vulnerable at times. Yahushua was strong at his most vulnerable point. You know, so we have to learn to have strength and weakness. Go ahead.
That's right. And this right here goes into desiring the sincere milk that you may grow thereby, and trust in the process. All right, right here it says, verse 6. When the great Lord Yahweh, when it's his will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding. See, when it's the Most High's timing, that's what the scriptures say, wait on thy ministry. When it's the Most High's timing, he'll have you mature. Just like you see your children growing, you'll see them at one level, next thing you know, they get a little taller, and they start talking to you, and then they start using intelligence towards you. You know what I mean? So you're seeing the levels. All right, it's the same thing in this truth. Now it says, he will give his heart. Oh, when the great Lord will, he shall be filled with the spirit of understanding, and he shall pour out wise sentences and give thanks unto the Lord in his prayer, man. Those that focus and meditate on the Lord.
Sure.
That's what it's going to lead you to, growth in that same spirit.
Sure.
Yep.
And to the point where you'll start to laugh at doubt. You'll start to laugh at other people's opinions because their opinions don't really matter. They got the nerve to have an opinion on how you walk your path, and they don't have the balls or the gall to do what you're doing, to present your body as a living sacrifice acceptable to the Lord. And they have the nerve to have to object to the way the Lord chose your path. How dare them? Damn them, because their opinions really don't matter. The only thing that matters is you taking on the responsibility that was given to you by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in sincerity and truth, focusing on that spirit, the comforter that was sent down here to keep us comforted all the way to the end, because the Lord knew what we were going to go through. That's why Yahweh Shai went through it. He knew. So the same things that we're going through, right? Yahweh Shai went through, probably even worse. Because imagine, we don't have the Sanhedrin set up right now coming against us like he had back then. We got wicked, perverse doctrine. But the thing about it was, these were the elders and amongst the priests that were coming at it, that were tainted by some of them were tainted by the wicked Roman Empire and the Greeks, right? And to coming against Yahweh Shai because they didn't want to lose their ruling seat as being the high priest because they ruled over the people, right? But in wickedness. But you have some that were righteous that followed Yahweh Shai. So we continue that same pattern, right? Creating a doorway for those that seek salvation. So that's a major responsibility. That's why it's so important for us to remain focused. That Philippians real quick, Babak Rashad. You got some more on that, Zaquan? No, bro. All right, so you got some more precepts? I got a precept. All right, go ahead, sorry, y'all.
This is going back to your earlier statement about letting yourself become a distraction. This is Proverbs chapter 24, verse 16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. So, just like you said, we should already, the fact that we feel like we're not enough, you just got to deal with that and keep on pressing towards Yahweh. He knows we're gonna fall because we're not perfect yet. All right, but we have to strive to perfection. So when you do fall, pray to the Lord, ask him for forgiveness, but continue walking forward. All right, don't lay in your folly. All right, don't fall into mischief. You can fall, but don't fall into mischief. Right. Fall, make your mistake, and then you got to keep pressing forward. Don't fall willfully. Don't be like, oh, it's all right, I can just pray to the Lord. No, you got to keep on pressing to the Lord.
That ain't falling. That's laying down. You got some people that'll fall, right, and they'll get back up and dust themselves off. You got some people that'll fall and just give up and lay down there. Man, you got some people that'll lay down. They ain't even fell. They just said fuck it and laid down in the mud and played like a dog turned to his vomit. You can't stand the pressure. The pressure of this world took the truth right out of them. But understanding that the fight's gonna get tough. You gotta understand the battle you in, man. As a warrior, shit gets real tough. Like especially when you're behind enemy lines, and sometimes we're on solo recon missions by ourselves. What was that Tom Clancy was? Splinter Cell was one that would do the solo.
Yeah, Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell.
Things like Splinter Cell, Cypher and Filter. You a lone soldier. You go in and you got to find that information on your own.
Right.
You find the information for your superiors.
Right, and bring it back to them. That's how we do when we. That's what a word apostle means, to be sent out. You know, we're the called out ones, the ones that truly believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead with your precept.
This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 2. It says, "Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble." Just to back up what the Akim was saying, it says, "Set your heart aright," meaning focus on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Constantly endure, push through the doubt, push through whatever it is. Keep your mind focused on the Lord. You know, and you constantly endure, meaning to endure means to withstand, to be steadfast. And it says to make not haste in the time of trouble. When things may not go right or seemingly going wrong, you know, don't make haste. You know, don't be so quick to do certain things. Just be patient. Stay focused on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
And it works both ways, man. Stay focused by staying focused on Yahweh Shai. that means you pay attention to a lot of stuff. Because some of us slip and fall, and we don't even know we even fell. But if you see a brother laying down there, pick his ass up. You better get your ass up. You better do like how be like Forrest Gump. I got to find Bubba. Like straight up. That's
Hey.
Go ahead.
No. In his search for trying to find Bubba, he saved like 10 other people. He was trying to find one specific individual, but in that search, he saved a whole bunch more.
See that? And that's the responsibility that we have. Like, by all means, you see me laying down in the mud, cuss my ass out, please. Give me the business, because I know that's love. Like any one of you brothers, I'll fight for y'all, man. But anybody on that bullshit, I'm not finna give them the time of day. But for y'all, I'm finna get down in the trenches when we both gonna be dirty getting up out this bitch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord's gonna clean our garments off. Sometimes we might have to get down in the mud with our brother to pull them out of the quicksand. You know? But hey, that's just a job that we have to do in the war that we're fighting. No man left behind.
And if I may add on too, that also goes into working out that own salvation, us being a one body, one unit. Hey, shit, you see your right arm, left arm, whatever the case may be, shit, you see the little stagnant shit. Hey, build it back up to health, man. Pick it up. You know, hey, shit, that's what come in working out that own salvation, man. Hey, so hey, shit, so hey, it's not enough circulation getting to these wrists. So guess what? Hey, shit, we're gonna make sure that blood flow through it so it can get the moving and functioning how it used to be, better, man. You got a precept too.
Real quick, grab all right, y'all.
Just wanted to go into us, you know, we have to be an example, right? We have to be that shining light to our brothers and sisters, man. And you can't do that if you doubt yourself, right? This is First Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in the word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee.
Boom, that point, neglect not the gift that is in you, man. You know, like, and by saying, be an example, but you don't have to really be like, yeah, I'm a man of the Lord, da-da-da-da. Or you don't have to feel like you're the best at whatever. But the only thing, this is what I learned from the elder. I had a conversation with him, right? And I was talking about a certain individual. And then they were like, you know, he's doing enough to get salvation. All you got to do is just be enough. That's it. It don't take a whole lot. Just be enough. You know, and then that'll guide you and direct you. Yahweh Shai was a carpenter, a common man. Just enough to get us to salvation. In that form. Now, when he comes back in his glorified form, it's a time for that. But right now, we just have to be enough.
Following the same footsteps.
Think about it too, like he that endures to the end, say shall be saved. Not who's conquered and overstep all through it shall be saved, but hey, he that endures, but hey, enough to make it through this shall be saved, man.
That's
you know,
all
enough to make it through the next trial, man.
Right.
You know, keep pushing. But hey, like you say, hey, it's a race that we never can stop running. We never can stop moving, because if you do, that's you laying down and that's you giving up, man.
Hey, mess around with me. If I fuck with you like that and you laying down, I'm gonna drag your ass. You're gonna have carpet burns messing with me.
I got this up for you. I think you're still reading too, right? Comment. Or interject with this interjection. It says, Revelations 3:8. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name.
And we get confused because we think somebody could shut that. Can't nobody shut that door the Lord open for us, man. With that little bit of strength that we have, we can keep the and that door ain't finna move. And that door ain't finna move. And the thing about it is Yahweh Shai is the doorway, right? We come to Yahweh Shai, we become part of that doorway. The little bit of strength that we have. Oh man, listen, what did you say last week? I ain't say you had to have the mustard tree, just the mustard seed.
Okay.
Just be enough. That's it. That's all we have to do is be enough. We're thinking in our minds, especially being young coming into this thing, we're thinking we got to be like the apostles. We might get there, but we got it. We just have to be enough. If I'm the toe, I'm fine being the toe.
We could be the doorpost and your house at the door.
The Bible shows the door. I could be the doorpost.
You put the blood on the doorpost.
Come, and we're covered in the blood. So we represent the doorpost just like in Egypt. Just
Right.
on it.
This is gonna get you back to your point, and back to that. Matthew 25:1, all the way to 10, real quick. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. You got half that's not listening, and the rest that's doing the right thing. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. That's the ones that's not studying, the ones that's not watching videos, that's slacking, that's not doing videos, that go back into the world, think they take breaks for like months or whatever.
They pay attention to the oil, right?
That's the point for the clarity, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. That's that focus.
When you trim your lamps, cause I used to live out in the country, and you want to go to the bathroom, you better have your lamp with you. And when you trim your lamp, you add more fuel to it to make it brighter, right? That's how you trim your lamp. You make your light brighter. So, but they ain't had no oil to trim to make their shit brighter with, because they wasn't studying, they weren't watching videos, they weren't doing videos. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read that again from 6. And at midnight, there was a cry made.
And that goes back into Lamentations. A cry went out at night.
Yeah, that's Abba Bivens.
Good.
Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. And that's what Abba Bivens showed up to do. Returning the hearts of the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. All right, go ye out to meet him.
And he supplied that oil needed for the lamps, which is us.
Then all the virgins arose. With Elder Apostle Hard, on down to us, and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise, he said, a sluggard shall want, shall want. But a person that do the work, they're not going to want for anything.
Want for anything.
All right, because the scripture says in Psalms 23 that your cup shall overflow with oil. And if it overflows, then they can pour into other cups. Just like the menorah used to be. All right. But the but the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. So those that sell is like people that call themselves teachers all over the internet. Those are the ones that's teaching doctrine or false doctrine. And he's saying, go to them, go find it on the internet. You can't come to us no more.
Right.
They said you ain't bringing nothing to the table, man. I watched something the other day. It's not important, but it was this guy. He said he liked to work out, but he was like, I don't put so much work into myself that he was like, you gonna bring that piece of shit to my table? Talking about the other person. Yeah. They're saying they ain't do no work on themselves. You know what I mean? They gotta put some work in.
Right.
All right. To sit at the table.
Yeah.
But the wise, all right. So
now, can I?
No, go ahead, definitely.
That's a good point, because we find ourselves repairing ourselves once we come into the truth, because we come into the situation broken, and we find ourselves repairing ourselves, right? But then we have these relationships with people that haven't healed themselves, right?
Women too,
huh?
Yeah, women too. They try to show up,
right? Right. So now what happens is you spend your time, right, helping them heal and repairing them. And what happens to the healed man that you were? You become broken again. And nobody wants to deal with anybody that's broken. So now you didn't help them repair themselves, and now they're gone. Now you're back left broken again. Those are the pressures we face, because we got to understand who to deal with and who not to deal with. That's why he told the 5 unwise, no, you go to them and deal with them. Because when you had the opportunity to fill your lamps with oil to repair yourself, you chose not to. You wanted to sleep and slumber, be off in the world. Right? So now it's time for the bridegroom to come. Right, and we're repaired, revived, and revitalized and renewed in the spirit. Right now, you go to them and get you some hope doctrine for them and see what that does for you, because we don't have nothing for you. Because guess what? We're gonna run out of oil trying to supply you, because you had the chance of opportunity to get the same thing, but you chose not to. All right. What car was next? And then somebody over here had one.
Oh yeah, one last verse.
All right.
It says, and while they went to buy, verse 10, while they went to buy, They say the joke's gonna be on them.
Yeah.
The bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut.
Door was shut.
The door gonna be shut, man, just like during the times of Noah. So this is the time to get ready. This is the time to study and put in that work.
That's very scary.
Yeah, instead of being like a last minute person.
Right, right. Real quick, real quick.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 11. The words of the wise are as goads, and nails fashioned by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd.
That shepherd is Yahweh Shai,
Yeah,
man.
that's the goals. That's that steering
Yeah,
instrument
steering thing
for the cow, for this cattle.
God.
When the cattle not working, or they not moving quick enough, they use cattle prods or they use electrodes to shock it. And those are goals that were fastened. What's that by the master of assemblies? Now with people like Solomon, he had 3,000 proverbs or something like that. So these are all proverbs and parables that were fastened by the masters of the assembly. We represent those masters of assembly now. And these words are used to keep us pushing forward. That's why I say there's gonna be a light to your path. Yep.
And instruction.
Fuel.
Fuel to the fire.
Now you gotta feed yourself. We gotta fuel ourselves.
God.
As we feed others fire, we gotta feed our fire as well.
Right.
As we filling up other cups, we gotta fill up our bucket to fill up their other cups.
God.
So we gotta go back and read. That's why the scripture say, "Blessed is he that readeth."
God. Because you'll find yourself empty trying to fill everybody else's cup, and then fuck around, they just turn their backs on you, don't want to refill you.
Thanks,
or
bro.
recharge you. You know? So thank you for all that.
But then whose fault is that? Not
yours.
theirs.
Yeah.
Because they hit. The Lord said He made the ears for the voice to hear. I mean, for the voice to speak to.
God.
So the people with the ears, they doing their part. The sheep are made to eat.
Yeah.
But our job as deliverers or as ministers, we have to be responsible with that.
Yeah.
You know, we have to fortify ourselves before we deal with the sheep.
Right.
So that's by enhancing and enhancing our connection to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Right.
So that goes with us reading as well
God.
and watching our elders
Right.
and watching the brothers because we help each other
Right.
with inspiration.
God. And I had a conversation with my sister today, and she told me straight up, she said, you need to start doing some self-preservation. The things that you do for others, why not try doing for yourself? And it cut me to the core because I looked at myself and like, how much do I pour into my own cup? Because the responsibility that I have as a man of the Lord, as a father, and at my job, I'm responsible for pouring into these cups, but I got to make sure I'm full because as you pour into these cups, they start to grow, right? So you can pour more into them, pour more. But if I don't grow as they're growing, then you know how can I keep pouring into these cups or that I'm responsible for? So I got to make sure I'm setting boundaries and giving some self-preservation so I can be the man to who I am and uphold these responsibilities that were given to me by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, and verse 32. And it says, but call to remembrance the former days in which after you were illuminated, you know, when you came to this truth, when you found the light, you know, when the Lord gave you the light. It says, ye endured a great fight of afflictions, partly wise you were made a gazing stock both by reproaches and afflictions, and partly is why you became companions of them that were so used, right? Because each and every single last brother in the truth, we all go through the same thing, you know, and we became companions, you know, of what it says, companions of them that were so used, of these brothers. You see what I'm saying? When it's all said and done with, because we all going through the same thing. It says, for ye had compassion of me and my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, right? Because these devils basically, you know, took everything. You see what I'm saying? Had us in a lower state. You see what I'm saying? It says, knowing in yourself that ye have in heaven a better and an enduring substance. You know, because what the word I'm looking for, we stash riches in heaven, basically. You know, we don't care about the cares of this life, even though we got to go through these things. And it says, verse 35, cast not away therefore your confidence, which have great recompense for reward. So cast not away your confidence. Understand and know that the Lord is dealing with you, and if you call on the name of the Lord, he ain't gonna leave you hanging, basically. So cast not away therefore your confidence.
Right, man. Because casting away your confidence is casting away your faith. Confidence and faith is the same word, just like faith and belief is the same thing. So don't cast away your belief. You know, that's when you first believe. You know, if somebody first found out they're Israelite, they'd be all hype, or like it's real sweet to them.
Yeah.
But then, you know, as time goes by, things might be moving slow. You might have to teach certain people, and your family pull away from you. You might have to keep coming out here and teaching, keep coming out here, like taking notes and things like that. Being a part of this whole setup here, you know, and that can become boring at times. But then it becomes bitter, and that's when a lot of people fall out. Or you can wait, and it will become sweet again.
If we could actually realize how Yahweh Shem Yahushua really felt about us in our journey, because he wrote it. He wrote it. If we could understand the value, because I look at my children, right, and I see the happiness that they give me when I see them progress and grow. Like my son's 4 years old, was developmentally delayed and was on the spectrum for autism. Now he's coming to me with flashcards, reading them himself. You know, and all that was just them trying to make me believe something that really didn't exist. You know what I'm saying? So now it's the same thing. The world tries to do that thing. It's the same thing with us. Make us try to believe something that doesn't even exist. If we realize what it means to Yahweh Shem Yahushua for us to do the little bit of work that we do, then we will look at ourselves as totally different men. Somebody found that scripture? Can you bring it up? Or you got something?
No, you found it?
I got it. Okay. This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 35, straight to the point.
Maybe a little bit up further. We got to really I want everybody to really pay attention to this. So we have to start valuing ourselves as individuals, as men of the Lord, and valuing the spirit that's within us that everybody in this whole society tries to devalue. Go ahead.
I'll start at 31.
Man, you can start from 2.
This is Matthew 25 and 31. It reads, "When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory."
And guess what? Guess who's gonna be right there with him, cheering them on? We got VIP passes, backstage passes, and the other people can't even get in. Go ahead.
"And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
Right.
And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye blessed of my Father."
I had a dream last night, right? And in my dream, there was a box. I was on a farm, like from when I grew up, way back in the day, and there was 2 boxes filled with like fur, and on the left hand side it was stringy hair, on the right hand side it was woolly hair, right? And when I asked, I'm like, they had just sheared the sheep and the goats, and the goat hair was on the left hand side and the sheep hair was on the right hand side. I just had this dream last night, and it just came to me when you read that. You know what I'm saying? So we almost there. That's why the shit getting heat up the way it is. That's why we're mentally getting afflicted the way we are, because they're trying to take away our crown, take away that token they can't even take. But they can deceive us, because it don't matter. Like, if we're written to make it to the kingdom, we're gonna make it there, whether we believe it or not. The Lord put it in our path, so ain't nobody can take that from us. So we must listen. I'm gonna believe until I get hit by a missile. That's just it.
You can't take away the token. So
right. So if I ain't meant to make it, man, listen, I'm gonna believe it all the way to the end. The Lord's gonna have to tell me I didn't make it, not nobody else. You know? Go ahead.
It says, "Come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world."
See, we're already prepared for us for the foundation of the world. Go ahead.
"For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat."
This is what Yahushua is saying to us. Go ahead.
"I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me."
We clothed you. Listen, Yahushua talking. Go ahead.
"I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink.
Right, because we be questioning ourselves on the works that we do for the Lord. We like, when did we ever know? This is the value that the Lord has in us. We have to have that same value within ourselves. Every video that you make, every scripture that you read, everything that you learn, everything that you put back into the atmosphere that the Lord put in you, right? You're clothing him, you're feeding him, you're visiting him while he was in prison. We're doing all these things for the Lord, and we have to, he found us worthy to do these things, so we have to find ourselves worthy also. Go ahead.
Or when saw we, it's like 38, when saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee, or when saw we thee sick or in prison and came unto thee, and the king shall answer and say unto them, verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me.
So imagine this, for the least of these, right? And we always consider ourselves the least. We always look at ourselves as being the least. So if we do that to ourselves alone, we become examples of what righteousness really means. So then we're fulfilling that for Yahweh Shai.
Right, and that's spiritual too.
Go ahead.
We're clothing each other, we're feeding each other, we're doing all that through the scriptures.
Go ahead.
So today you ain't gonna let any Joe Schmo into your house.
Oh yeah.
They call themselves an Israelite.
Yeah.
They call yourself doing the Lord's will, and they be some crazy person. But he's saying today that means spiritually.
Go ahead.
You know, you can do it physically too for your brothers, but ultimately that's spiritually too. Where we read again that feed each other, clothe each other. You on point. I'm just adding to what you said.
I was talking spirit. I wasn't saying physical.
Okay, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You got it.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Now you were saying spiritually.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna do it, man.
Okay, God.
Yeah, you got it.
But yeah, so being an example, like unto ourselves, bro, like we gotta keep our cups full. We got to, man, what does the scripture say? Put on as the elect. That doesn't mean you gotta act like you IUIC on the chariot already. You know, got a VIP pass to the kingdom. You got keys already. But it means so of like being an example, being confident in righteousness, man. Like Paul never doubted anything. Matter of fact, Paul said the knowledge that he had became a thorn in his side, because the Lord would afflict him to keep him humble. You know, so we take pride in our infirmities, man, and understand that the Lord is dealing with us. So once we accept the Lord dealing with us, and right, how Jacob was wrestling with the angel and he prevailed and his name was changed to Israel, we have to do the same thing. For us, we're transitioning from Jacob to Israel. We're no longer just Jake. We're Israel now, man. We have to present ourselves as such. All right, that was it. Somebody else had a precept? All right, go ahead.
Going back to like the title of the lesson, focus. This is Matthew chapter 14, just chapter 14, verse 27, and this is when Peter saw Yahushua walking, and but straight away Yahushua, verse 27, but straight away Yahushua spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahushua. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Yahushua stretched forth his hand and caught him and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? Salakia. And that's just going on to focus, and that was written for that story. That was made for that story to be written. But imagine if Peter didn't get distracted by everything going on around him, and he continued straight away to Yahushua. And he was standing there with Yahushua. I was like, "Yo, y'all come down too." And all the disciples walked down there, and they had that faith. But that's the type of focus we should have. We know already that the wind is going to be boisterous. We know already that the waves are going to be tumultuous. We know already that all these people are against the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Therefore, they're going to be against us, because we're for the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. But all we have to do is continue to walk to Yahweh Shai. And when we feel ourselves sink, all we have to do is lift up our hands and our head and call on His name.
Or don't sink. Think about
Don't
it.
sink.
He already Peter didn't focus on the fact, like one thing Peter didn't focus on, right? The winds and shit were blowing and everything, but he already got you walking on water.
Oh, man.
You already are walking on the water, man.
Mm.
So what does the winds mean anything? That was a distraction. That he forgot. He wasn't even paying attention. That look, dude, the Lord got me walking on water. Think about the water of affliction that we're gonna go through. The Lord can have us walking on that, but it's still gonna be some turbulence within that. But if we keep on that path, right, like walking on the water, focus on the things that the Lord has already done for us, done to us, versus the stuff we're gonna encounter by being in this position. That don't even matter because He's done so great things for us anyway by giving us His truth. We stepped off the boat by having the truth. Now we have to stay focused on Yahweh Shai and continue to walk that path that Peter was walking.
This is Mark chapter 4, verse 35. And the same day, when the evening was come, he saith unto them, let us pass over unto the other side. And when they had sent away the multitude that was sitting there listening to Yahushua speak, they took him even as he was in the ship, and there were also with him other little ships. And there arose a great storm of wind, and waves beat into the ship, so that it was now full. And he was in the hinder part of the ship, asleep on a pillow. And they awake him and say unto him, Master, carest thou not that we perish?
Right.
When all hell breaking loose, they pushing that MOTB.
They started to lose focus.
There ain't gonna be no food out here and things like that. A lot of people gonna fall out then.
Yeah.
And he arose and rebuked the wind and said unto the sea, Peace, be still. And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. And he said unto them, Why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith? And they feared exceedingly and said one to another, What manner of man is this, that even the wind and the sea obey him? The judgment obeys him. The destruction obeys him as well.
They say the Spirit of the Lord gonna be in the missiles. He gonna guide the missiles to the point where they need to go.
Yeah. The famine, everything.
Everything, bro. So all we have to have is continuing in that faith and trust in the Lord that He's bestowed. What He said is, it is a gift given them to the faithful from the womb. Right. We brought it out last week.
This is Philippians chapter 3, and I'm gonna start at verse 13. It says, Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind, and reaching forth unto those things which are before. I press towards the mark for the price of the high calling of Yahweh and Hamashiach Yahushua. So, hey, just speaking on that focus point of forgetting those things that's behind us, around us, to the right and to the left of us, we're staying focused on the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Hey, we look over to the left too long, hey, we may stride a little bit. We look over to the right too long, we may, do a little tiptoe on the sideline, man. But at the end of all in all, hey, we're going to keep that focus point on the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which is the kingdom, while we walking through this furnace of affliction, this furnace of adversity, trying to get to that destination to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, as the elder and the bishop just stated, man. So as we're making that journey to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we don't want to lose focus, man. We want to stay focused and press towards, keep pressing towards that mark, man, which is salvation, which is the kingdom, which is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man.
Can you read that first part again, Babak Shah?
This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 13. Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but this one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are before.
Right, so he couldn't apprehend, meaning he couldn't grab the things that are before if he didn't let go of the things that were behind. He had to let that go. He had to let that go to be because his hands were too full. Right? That's why he said, Lord, Scripture said you can't serve two masters. You got to let all that shit go, wash your hands until you can grab hold of what's in front of you. And forgetting about what's behind, because there was never a part of you. It was a character created by this world to blind you from the fact of who you really are from the beginning, created in Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's being brought forth right now as we speak. But sometimes it's a fearful thing. We get afraid of it. We get afraid of we've been in servitude and enslaved so long, we're afraid of leveling up and becoming gods on this earth. It's a scary thing. It never feels comfortable when the Lord is lifting you up. It's just like if he was to grab all of us right now and start taking us up, because some of us gonna be like, oh shit. we gonna try to figure out some way to try to control it ourselves. But we gotta get away from that. Like the Lord has brought us so far, right? And we ain't fall. We might have think we fell. We were just confused. We felt some little pain, but all that is superficial. It's superficial because that pain doesn't last. The pain is just a reminder of great accomplishment. Just like when you work out real hard and you feel sore the next day, you feel fulfilled because you know your workout is going to benefit from it. What is it? No pain, no gain. You know, without that pain, there's no gain in that. Yahweh Shai showed us that, man. Like if it were so, then the Lord would just slap on the wrist. Now everything forgiven. Let's keep it moving. But no, blood had to be shed in order for us to be able to get this opportunity. So now we have to take grace and take pride in this opportunity and push forward, because the Lord didn't get up there in vain. No, he got up there for a purpose, and we got that same mindset when he got up there, like as if we had to crawl up there, you know. And that's how we look at it, and we view everything. Got some precepts over here. We're gonna get back to the lesson. All right, let's get Philippians chapter 4, verse 5. Go all the way there. Oh yeah, go ahead. I forgot to say to the lesson. Okay, all right. Philippians 4 and 5.
All right, this is the book of Philippians, chapter 4, and verse 5. Let your moderation be known unto all men. Mm-hmm. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh.
Right. So if we starting to feel down, if we start to feel weary, if we starting to feel anything, man, boldly go to the Lord. Like, hey, I don't want. Hey, listen, help me push through this. Hey, show me what I need to do to endure it. Because I don't necessarily want it to be taken away, because obviously I'm going through it for a reason. I want to learn how to overcome it, right, and be solidified in the spirit. Because I don't want to dodge any obstacles. I don't want to juke. I want to run straight through them. Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we've been dodging stuff our whole life, running in the other directions, and dodging the fact that we're the true children of Israel, the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai chosen people.
This is Sirach 24:19. Come unto me, all ye that be desirous of me, and fill yourselves with my fruits. For my memorial is sweeter than honey, and mine inheritance is sweeter than a honeycomb. They that eat me shall yet be hungry.
Right, but it don't seem sweet right now because what we're going through. But if the Lord said it's sweet, oh, it's sweet.
Yep.
It's super sweet.
If you tasted this truth, you're going to want more.
You're going to want more.
And they that drink me shall yet be thirsty. He that obeyeth me shall never be confounded. And they that work by me shall not do amiss. Meaning they ain't going to go off.
They ain't going to go off. And check this out. Right? And Yahweh Shai, he made it known who he coming to bat for. He made it known. Matter of fact, he with the woman in the well in Samaria. He told her straight up, you don't even know what you worship. You don't even know how to worship. For salvation for us. He said, those that drink of this water shall never thirst again. Boldly stood in front of her face and said this. And he was talking about greeting the doorway of salvation for us, not for them. So we have to be confident in our walks in the Lord, because everybody else is going to try to make it seem like we're nothing. They told us we're nothing. Even took the Bible and confuse our people to thinking it's a so-called Caucasian man's book, right? They took the baby and threw the baby out with the bathwater. They got Christianity confused with the Bible. Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible. Go ahead.
Verse 24, faint not to be strong in the Lord, that he may confirm you, cleave unto him. For the Lord Yahweh Almighty, Alashadja, is God alone, and beside him there is no other Savior.
All right, there is no other Savior beside Yahweh, who brought us Yahweh Shai. So be confident in that, because they're gonna be confident in gathering their elect, and confident in destroying the heathen, and confident in destroying 2/3 of our people. So we need to be confident in the gift that was given to us that the whole world tries to take away. They'll call us anything but a child of the Most High. You know, we are the salt of the earth. We are the ones that make the earth vibrant. But they want us to stay in this dormant, docile state of mind to where we feel sorry for ourselves and we like animals in a zoo. But once we come into the recollection of who we are as a people, that's when the nations start fearing, because guess what? That means we got our God behind us, not necessarily in front of us. Go ahead.
Isaiah 1:3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know. My people do not consider. He said it looked like we in the zoo.
Right. So like we don't even look as smart as the ox and the ass. They know, like you take them out in the wilderness, they'll find their way back home. But our people can't find their way back home. Our people are going to Egypt. Our people are going to Greece and Rome. Our people are going to Hindu. What's your name? Sodom? Yeah, all them places. But instead of going back to Jerusalem, to where we belong, that's where our home is. We're the children of the Most High, man. The Most High chose the people from the beginning. We're the gods that roam this earth. But we're here as pilgrims. Oh, let them finish that.
Verse 4, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are going away backwards.
And because he loves Israel so much, he preserved a remnant of them not to be destroyed, but he's blowing his nostrils. He pissed off at 2/3 of our people that chooses these folly ways and gives glory to another that doesn't even exist. How are you giving glory to idols when men create these idols that don't have any power? You got to put platforms and shit to hold them up so they can stand up. They can't even stand up right on their own. But you got people bowing down and worshiping these things, worshiping philosophies and ways of life, sitting in the middle of a field, holding their fingers together, talking about some chakras and all this kind of stuff. Being in line with the universe. How about getting surpassed that and being in line with the one that created the universe? Go ahead.
One more for you. Isaiah 65:2. I have spread out my hands all day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts.
Right.
A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens, that burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodges in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things in their vessels, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me. That's some Christians. For I am holier than thou. That's like T.D. Jakes and them.
Right. They wear
them big hats in there.
Sanctified and all that.
They wear them big hats in the church.
Right. So they might as well be like the like the small hats though.
Yep.
Wear the big ass hats.
These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day.
Now you know how our parents get when they get mad, right? How furious they get, how they want to break us in half. Imagine what the Most High gonna do when he sent Yahweh Shai down here. You see what he did in Egypt? Scratch my head on that. You see what he did in Sodom and Gomorrah?
See what he did in slavery.
You see what he did to us. That's because the Lord was pissed off. He took the weakest nation on earth to put us in bondage and keep us here. We still in bondage under these people.
He said the wicked gonna be a ransom for the righteous. So 2/3 of our people are gonna be a ransom for the 1/3.
Because they're gonna get the same reward.
The same treatment.
The same treatment that they're gonna get for doing that to us, 2/3 of our people are gonna get it because they chose not to listen to his prophets. They chose their own way of worshiping the Lord, not the way he said.
Yeah, man. And the Lord said judgment is already going out every day.
Yeah. You can't take that back.
You can't take it back.
Gabar and then
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And I just wanted to bring that out because us being Israelites, God's chosen people that he set up to be above all other nations on the face of the earth. He set a standard before us that we are to live by as his holy and righteous example on the earth, man. So 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, got to know that. Like the Lord got a specific way he set for us to live, bro. But this world then misconstrued it and confused that. And now our people are living the exact opposite way that the Lord told us to live and to be. You know what I'm saying? So,
he also not only gave us a way to live, but he gave us a way to think. Can you read that again?
go on.
Now, this is what the Lord thinks about us. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Pause. That's it. That's it. If the Lord said that about his people, why should we even think any less of ourselves? Why? Because what the world says to us? Because the world calls us niggas, spicks, wetbacks, and all this kind of perverse names? What they try to put titles upon us that don't even exist, which the scriptures wrote down, prophesied that we were going to be called these things. The Lord made us aware of everything that he was going to do to us before he even did it. And he made us aware of how he's going to pull us up out of this, our punishment. So who the hell cares what these other people think about us, man? The Lord says we are his chosen people unto himself. So we're surpassed anything on this earth. Like our righteousness is in heaven, man. Our citizenship is in heaven. So why would we think anything less of themselves? So we should no longer call ourselves black. Black means void, darkness. We're not dark. We're the children of light. We're not the children of darkness. They're the children of darkness, calling themselves white.
Yeah.
You know?
We're not Scipio Africaners either.
No.
Because if we call ourselves Africans, then we'll think that was our beginning, slavery. We come from something more than that, beyond that. We ran into Africa in 70 AD. Before that, we were called Israelites.
Children of the Most High Yahweh. Father's name is Yahweh, son's name is Yahweh Shai. You got one?
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 56, backing up the statement that the elder and the bishop was making about, that sign. And it says, basically that they're gonna have to go through that again, basically. And it says, 2nd Esdras, chapter 8 and verse 56, for when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways. Moreover, they had trodden down his righteous, and said in their heart that there is no God, and that knowing they must die. So when it's all said and done with, they're gonna have to go through these same things again. They had to go through it the first time for despising the Most High's law, thinking scorn of his law. And ultimately, the things that they did to Yahushua, our own people sold our Lord gave our Lords to the Romans to be crucified. You see what I'm saying? And then knowing that they took scorn of his law, they must die, man. When it's all said and done with.
Right. And the crazy part about it is, once they realize they already dead, they're gonna wish they had physical death.
God.
The Lord gonna give them recollection of what it say, many shall sleep in the dust, and some shall wake up to righteous, everlasting, and others shall wake up to everlasting contempt. It's in Daniel chapter 12, I think. And somebody want to get it. I got you. All right. Somebody bring that out real quick.
Yeah, you ready for it?
Yeah.
This is Daniel 12 and 2. And many of them, I'm starting from 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation.
Right, we're just talking about the time of Jacob's trouble. We're entering into that time, so the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans need to know who their creator is, Yahweh, and who their savior is, Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Even to that same time, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Everyone that shall be found written in the book. and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Right. So sleep in the dust of the earth, that's not talking about being in the grave. But that's talking about being in a state of confusion, being in the dust. Somebody get, is it 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 7? All right? Because the Lord is pulling us out of the dust, right? But when the wicked, when the 2/3 of our people start coming up out of the dust, coming out of their dead state of mind, it's going to be too late. They're not going to be able to get salvation because they all either they're going to be in the midst of famine or hit by a missile or something. But then they're going to realize, oh shit, I was wicked.
So I'm going to wake up. The waking up part.
Okay, yeah.
Just the waking up part. Revelations 11:8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified.
Right.
And after 3 days and a half, verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood up upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, right. And that's 350 years. So now after 350 years, before that, we ain't had no truth on the earth. So after 350 years, during the around time of the 60s, that's when truth became back on the earth. And that's when we started rising up out of our graves, man.
That goes in Ezekiel 37.
Then
you're going to have some that wake up to contempt, some wake up to everlasting life. From that same death, that spiritual death. Meaning all of us were spiritually dead, but the Lord going to wake up some. Not all of us, though. You know what I mean? And 2/3 of our people, they're going to perish in that wickedness that they're doing. Right?
All right. So I bring that out. First Samuel.
So this is the time to wake up right now. You know, not in the future. Now is the time. We actually late. Go ahead, brother.
It's 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 7. The Lord Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up.
All right, so the Lord brought us, we were brought down because of wickedness, and the Lord had us all in the dust. We lying down there with Esau, and he started rising Esau up. All right.
He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill.
Right, we're the poor that go to rich man and Lazarus. We're the ones that he's raising up out of the dust, man. All right, because that but that's why he said, put on our righteous, shake off the dust, put on our righteous garment, put on that strength. Right, our strength is in these scriptures, and the law of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
To set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Right, to inherit the throne of glory, man. That's our inheritance, man, through Yahweh Shai. All right, so now those are the ones. That's what's promised to the ones that he brings out of the dust to everlasting, to righteousness. The ones that have everlasting shame and contempt. That's what they're going to have on this time. But when they're born into the kingdom, they're not going to wear that shame anymore. Of course, they're going to know that they're one of the ones that didn't make it, that weren't delivered. But to wear that shame, there shall be no more shame among Israel. You know, in that time, once the new heaven and new earth is present, and we're dwelling in righteousness. All right, somebody down here at Thanyala.
This Luke chapter 17 and verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai cometh not with observation. Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai is within you. So it's just like Revelation 7 goes into that said measure being fulfilled, all right, ultimately the government of Israel, the 12,000 men from each tribe, all right, amounting to the 144,000 men, all right, that's ultimately what he's hoping and longing for, all right, that said measure, the elect, not just the government, but also the 1/3 men, women, and children that believe in the truth, all right, that is the kingdom lies within them, because just like the brother and the bishop was saying, it starts from the beginning, man. He knew thee from the womb, all right, so he put that spirit in you from the beginning to ultimately return back to him and do his will, man, so we can get up out of here. We can get up out of this last and final captivity.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is Luke 4 and 32. And they were astonished at his doctrine, for his word was with power.
Okay. So that's how we have to present ourselves, having that power. We didn't have that power in the beginning. That goes back into us waking up out of the dust. That's what gave us our strength, our power, his word, man. That's what cleansed us. That's what gave us everything. That's what was taken away from us to bring us into the dust. And once we were restored, once his word was restored back into us, we begin to have power again on the earth. And that's when the nation started to fear. The nation's feared when we have the acknowledgement of who we are. When we discontinue from our heritage, they were like, yay, yay. Because guess what? We went around persecuting these nations because of his laws. But then when we started acting like these other nations, right, we fell into our own mischief. And that's what became of us. But now he promised to bring us back to our glorified state, which is having him. We didn't have what did it say in Hosea? The children of Israel shall dwell many days and be mourned without a king. All right, so now we got our king back, man. And we're being restored our strength. Right, somebody else. Go ahead.
Just to back up the brother Gabar, when he brought out about our people being a peculiar people, unto Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is Sirach chapter 17, verse 17. It says, for in the divisions of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. So when the Lord made the nations and he divided them, he set a ruler over every people. But when it comes down to the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, i.e. the speckled bird, we belong to the Heavenly Father because we're Israel. So we are the Lord's portion. We belong to him. That's why the Lord says that we are peculiar people, that we're better than everybody else on the earth. Because if you look at it, we really are. Just look at the spectrum of how things go, and the things that our people, when they put their hand to it, how quickly and how greatly they take over these things. Right. Look at our people. We're the trendsetters. People follow what we do, but our people, 2/3, they want to follow what everybody else does. But we them people, according to the scriptures.
Yeah, the people follow what we do, even our wickedness. The only thing they can't follow is our righteousness, and not until that true government is restored on the earth, and that's when we're gonna rule these nations with a rod of iron, with a foot up their ass. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel 37, verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and birth came into them, and they lived and stood upon their.
That's our power, that breath of the Lord. That's that wisdom, We finna get real deep. Let's go to.
ahead. It says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived.
The breath. Let's go to breath, please. Somebody get Sirach chapter 24 real quick. Let's turn it up real quick. Sirach chapter 24 and Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7. You go 7 and 26. I think is that it? Erica?
I knew it. Yeah, that's it.
So Wisdom of Solomon 7 and Sirach 24. You started verse 1.
You want Sirach? I mean the Wisdom of Solomon?
Verse 26 in Wisdom of Solomon, verse 1 in Sirach. You talking about which one I want first? Man, really don't even matter.
Bring this up?
Ephesians 2. Yeah.
This is the book of Ephesians chapter 2, verse 1. And you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins, where in times past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit,
demon, the devil. These individuals right here, the wicked. Not just them, but individuals that look like them. These are just the ruling class ones right here.
And people in the same mindset as them as well.
Right. Thank you.
God. The spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience, among whom all also we all had our conversation in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by the nature the children of wrath, even as others. But Yahweh, who is rich in mercy, for his great love, wherein he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, have quickened us together with Yahweh Shai. By grace ye are saved.
Good.
I think something wrong with his stomach.
Yeah, that's how he gave us our strength back, man. All right, he gave us that breath and quickened us and revived us, man. Revive us into be living beings, living creatures, no longer dead in trespasses and sin, wallowing in the mud. So let's start with 7 to 26, Wisdom of Solomon.
This is Wisdom of Solomon,
chapter 7, verse 26. For she's the brightness of the everlasting light, the unspotted mirror of the power of Yahweh, and the image of his goodness.
It's talking about wisdom. This is that breath that was given unto us, man. Go ahead.
Verse 27.
24. Go to 24.
24. All right. For wisdom is more moving than any motion. She passeth and goeth through all things by reason of her pureness.
That's that breath. Right? That's how wisdom moves like the wind. You don't even know where it's coming from. You don't even know where it stops. You don't even know where it begins. All right. But now it was taken from us, but now it's brought back to us and it moves through us, through its elect. Go ahead.
Verse 25?
Yeah, keep going.
Verse 25 of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7. For she is the breath of the power of Yahweh and in a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty.
Of the power of Yahweh. He just said the breath will breathe into those bones, and those bones started. He prophesied, and breath came over to those bones, and those bones shall live. That's how we're. And the word quicken means to be brought back alive. All right, go ahead.
For she is the breath. For she is the breath, the power of Yahweh.
And for the reference of wisdom being as a she, as a her, meaning it's a meaning like a lower level of energy than the Most High. So He created wisdom, just like we are the men are considered the daughters of Zion because we're the weaker vessels of Him.
Wisdom,
right. So
yeah, wisdom, the first element.
Con. So being a lower level than He is referred to as a woman. Everything else can be referred to Him as a woman anyway, because you know what I'm saying. He's the Almighty being and Creator. Go ahead.
And a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty.
And also to be a woman means to be a servant. So wisdom is a servant to the Most High. Go ahead.
Therefore can no undefiled thing fall.
It's supposed to say defiled right there.
Oh, sorry.
No, you good.
Therefore no defiled thing fall into her.
So wisdom is not going to be place herself on anything defiled. Now we can stop right there. Okay, no defiled thing fall unto her. She won't deal with anything defiled, right? So now let's get Sirach chapter 24, verse 1.
This is Sirach chapter 24, verse 1. It says, wisdom shall praise herself and shall glory in the midst of her people.
And this is the things we need to focus on. The wisdom that was bestowed unto us that cannot be given to no one else. Go ahead.
It says, in the congregation of the Most High shall she open her mouth and triumph before His power. I came out of the mouth of the Most High.
I mean, He breathed the breath of wisdom out. Go ahead. He spoke it, and it was created. Go ahead.
And covered the earth as a cloud. I dwelt in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar. Alone compassed the circuit of heaven and walked in the bottom of the deep.
Right. So everything we see was created off of wisdom. The Most High spoke it, and it became. Go ahead.
God. It says, in the waves of the sea and all the earth, and in every people and nation, I got a possession. With all these I sought rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide?
Right. Right. So now everybody has some sort of wisdom. Every nation on this earth, but the pure wisdom that flows from the Most High, right? Where is that going to rest? Go ahead.
Verse 8. So the Creator of all things gave me a commandment, and He that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel.
Can't no other nation obtain unto this wisdom that was only given to us. That's why these nations persecute us the way they do, because they don't want us to believe that, but the Most High told it to us. So ain't no way around it. Whether they like it, whether we like it or not, He gonna give it to us. We're the only way. We're the doorway to the Most High. Can nobody get there but through us? And we're gonna see that once we rule on this earth. And we can't get there unless it's through Yahushua. No, so there's an order and a ranking in order to be able to get to the Most High. And we're the only ones that can get there. Go ahead.
This is Revelations 12:1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
And that's talking about the women. It's talking about the children of Israel, man. right? And the wisdom with the sun and the moon, that's talking about laws, statutes, commandments, and wisdom.
Yeah,
That's what we're close to.
Yeah, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
And that represents the 12 tribes of Israel, man. That's our destiny, right? That's our inheritance. That's our glory. We don't get no glory, man. Why would we want to? This kingdom is whack. this rulership right here now is whack. This is super whack. Like, you can't even really do stuff like without seeing some stupid, perverse stuff going on. You gotta, man. You can't take your kids out nowhere because you're scared they might see some dumb stuff, and they try to force you to accept the dumb stuff. You can't even live your righteous self because they'll try to beat it out of you. You know, this kingdom sucks, man. And I tell you, like, he picked right. We don't want to go back to this, so we have to do our due diligence not to be partakers in this foolishness and make corrections here on earth because we have the power to do so. Go ahead.
Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Everybody mourning, man. Everybody mourning because of who was in rulership. The earth is being ruled by the wicked, according to Job 9:24. Right? Job 9:24. Yeah, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So the Most High wanted everybody to see what darkness looked like. Because remember, let's go back to Genesis. Everything started in darkness. He said, let there be light. Right? So now we're seeing darkness all over the land. Right? Pretty soon, now we're starting to see speckles of light being presented in this darkness so people can see. Now, before this light came, we didn't see how perverse this society was until it got exposed by the light. Once you cut the light on, when people are asleep, what they do, they cover their eyes and tell you to cut the light back off. So that's what 2/3 of our people want to do. They want to hide us, right? Put us up under a bushel, right? Get us out of the way so they can continue in their darkness and then follow. But the Lord said it's not going to happen. All right, let's get back to the Philippians.
All right, this is the book of Philippians. Let me start from the top again.
Yeah, you start from the top.
All right, this is the book of Philippians, chapter 4, and verse 5. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Lord is at hand. Be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made unto Yahweh.
So don't be tiptoeing when you come to the Lord in prayer. Like, Lord, remember when you said you were gonna do this? Remember when you said hey, can you can make that happen right now, please? You know, always. What did Solomon pray for? Solomon prayed for wisdom. It's stored unto him instantly. You know, he had people coming from all over the world just to see how wise he is.
TED Talk, real TED Talk.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta come to the Most High as if it's already been done. It's already been granted to us. Go ahead.
And the peace of the Most High, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your heart and mind through Yahushua Mashiach.
So that's going to keep us focused. Prayer, supplication, studying. All this is just going to keep us focused in a world that's full with distractions. Keep going.
Reset.
Interjection. Go ahead.
Just going back to the point that the bishop just made, be like Solomon too as well when he was praying to the Father Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, asking for wisdom. All right, hey, if you ask anything of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua according to His will, hey, He will give it to you, man. All right, as He says, ye have not because ye ask not. All right. This is our Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9. I'm gonna start at verse 10. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "And wisdom was with thee, which knoweth thy works, and was present when thou madest the world, and knew what was acceptable in thy sight, and right in thy commandments." So, by wisdom being allied to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and us asking for that wisdom from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which comes from above. All right, by us obtaining that wisdom, it teaches us the things that are pleasing to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. As you see forth today, we get out here and present our body as a living sacrifice, doing the bids of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, feeding His sheep, beating him back to the marriage as possible, man. All right, verse 10, it says, "Oh, send her out of thy holy heavens, and from the throne of thy glory, that being present she may labor with me, that I may know what is pleasing unto thee. For she knoweth and understandeth all things, and she shall lead me soberly in my doings, and preserve me in her power.
Oh, you know what? That's so beautiful, okay? Because, like, can you imagine fighting in a war and you have the ultimate weapon, and the people that you fighting against don't even know how powerful that weapon is, to the point that sometimes we didn't even know how powerful that weapon is. You know, like that changed the whole warfare, right? Because we're fighting a different game, because we already know what's going to happen, but these other people don't even know. They don't even consider. Like, and can I use you guys as an example? Like you guys you're kind of stepping into the front line. You have a responsibility and duty from this point on. By hearing this word, the Lord has expectations, and it's going to hold you accountable to that. You know, if you want to get out of this, because look, man, America's about to be destroyed, right? It's going to be 200 million nuclear warheads that hit this place, and the only way to make it out is through salvation, right? And there comes a responsibility within that. You as a man, you need to study yourself up to be. Somebody get Isaiah, what is it, 13 and 12? A man shall be hiding place. 32 and 2 places. Yeah. She's gonna look for you for leadership to lead her to the kingdom. You're her head. A body without a head, it can't move in the correct direction. So she's gonna be leaning towards you to move her into that direction towards the Lord. So you can't focus on her. You gotta focus on yourself and focus on the Lord. And you gotta focus on him to lead you into that right direction. You gotta have faith and tell the Lord to give you faith and to believe in him. Because he's gonna have the Spirit of the Lord on him to direct y'all, because y'all can't be looking at each other. The only thing y'all gonna do is just run into each other. Somebody has to be focused on the road.
Yeah. You don't want it to be a declaration of war. Two people try to control each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But if y'all going in one direction, then that's two people following each other, you know, to a destination. You got to have a destination. And right now, being born in this society, every door that we went down, man, it led us to more destruction. Black Panthers, Islam, Christianity, you know, people just trying to be free thinking. You start seeing the prophecies happening. You start seeing choices you got to make. Like when they told everybody during the lockdown, they had to make choices. So it's like, damn, you can't even ignore it. And then people dying. So now you got to start thinking about where we going, you know, and all these different things. So it's about, now is the time to get our house in order. And the order is set from Yahweh to Yahweh Shai to man, and then to the woman, and then to the children. So the women have a power, but that power is based around the children and around the household. You know, it's power in that, man. Seeing a woman work in the house or work or whatever, you know, today, and manage the house after the orders of the man. You know, the same mindset as the man on the children. And then sitting down from all that work she's doing with the children, cooking, and then, she sit down, that's power, man. She, you know, that's work. She done sat down and did that. The same thing we do out here, you know, and getting this in order. And that's what the Lord looking for. And it's hard to find out here nowadays.
Right.
You know?
Right. Understanding what it takes to be a man of the Lord and what it takes to be a woman of the Lord.
Yeah.
And don't expect for it to all happen at once, right? Just endure and respect the process. Once you see the process, you'll see progress, and then accept it. Once you accept the process and the progress, then there's nowhere to go but up from there.
Yeah.
Right? They gave you the flyers. Yeah. Stay focused. Pay attention. Let that be your guys' leisure time. When y'all sitting down, sipping your wine or whatever y'all do, watch the videos. Get caught up, man. It's going to be so spiritually uplifting to you guys because it's going to show you a way out.
Yeah, know this too. Sex is marriage. You know, you can look it up. Look at the definition. Don't listen to what they tell us. That, you know, a woman can go to any other man. If you look at the definition of adultery, it's a man sleeping with another man's wife. That's it. The root word would be porneo, which means a man sleeping with another man's wife. So who will be caught in adultery will be that woman going with different men. So if a woman has been with multiple men before, The man, that first man was the husband. But to get redemption from that, whoever that woman is with now, and once she finds out the truth, you gotta stick with him. And that's how the women get their what's the word of reproach? To take away their reproach. Because the women have a blame too, just like we are the woman to the Lord. The word woman, like the brother said, is servant. So we're supposed to serve the Lord. You know what I mean? So that's what we gotta ask now. Yeah, you getting on the woman, the Lord looking at you like, hey, dummy. Yeah, getting on that. Right? But it's not for the woman, nothing, just the sisters, it's not for the woman to boast that in us. And say, you better get right with the Lord first, because he'll get you, you know what I mean? So the scriptures say a woman, if she had to talk to her husband, let it be with chastity, meaning controlled with fear. Not that she fears the man, but that she fears the Creator. You know what I mean? So you want to find. I told the brothers and even myself, I want to find a woman, and you know, we want our women to love the Lord more than us, but love us because He said to love us. You get what I'm saying? So, but to love the Lord more, meaning even if I was to go off, my woman's still gonna be in the truth. That's what I'm saying. If I turn my head, she's still in the truth. She's still serving me because she know the Lord watching. All right, so that's what y'all getting here today, man. A covering, a solidarity, a glue that can keep y'all together. You know, longevity. So when y'all grow hairs, y'all can grow gray hairs in this truth. It can be a whole new journey starting from this point when y'all walk away. A new mindset. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it's about, having that correct mindset, not the mindset that the world put on us and trained us into thinking through the hardships that we went through, causing us to lose focus and lose sight on our clear path. That shit was taken away from us from birth. We were born into this wicked society. So now, as we become adults, we have to become children all over again in the Lord to grow into proper adults being in the Spirit. You know, Yeah. You got to bring that.
This is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land.
Right, so yeah, this that weary land right here. And somebody give me the other one in Isaiah 13.
Isaiah chapter 13, in verse 12. Yeah. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Right, so making a man more precious than fine gold and a hiding place from the tempest, meaning he's going to be your protection. The Lord going to protect him, so he's going to be that umbrella of protection for you and the children. So, but he got to stay focused. You got to stay focused on doing the Lord's work, so the Lord can protect you and you get they get protected through you.
I don't know. Precept. We good. We're rocking, y'all. Keep that spirit, y'all. All right. This is 1 Peter 3 and 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they may also, without the word, be won by the conversation of the wives. See that? That's what I was just saying to y'all. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. See that? So when you speak to your husband, it's supposed to be like, yeah, y'all gonna reason with each other. That's the best thing to do, reason. But then at the same time, have it coupled with a sense of fear. That, you know what I mean? That the Lord can judge you for going against that man or trying to teach him, exert authority over him and teach him, when we know what the Lord said is he gave his wisdom to the man to reset the order. He dealt with Lot. You good, bro? You with them? Okay, you're just getting kind of close. That's what I was saying. You give him. Thank you. All right, so now, it says, while they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning, let it be not be with the outward adorning of plaited hair. So it ain't about all of a sudden wearing them big hats or calling yourself a God-fearing woman like India Arie, get all this fancy African-looking hair. I'm God-bodied now, you know, all that stuff. Egyptian-looking hair. God is with me. I'm a God because I got a sharp edge of You get what I'm saying? It's like, who's adorning, let it be that outward, let it not be that outward adorning of plaited hair and of wearing of gold or of putting on of apparel. You go into church, you see all that. They be blinging, like balling. You know, be Masons. They be reeking of this strong Elizabeth Taylor nasty perfume. But let it be the hidden man of the heart. So you got to have Yahushua within your spirit. All right, resist the devil and then flee. You got to just ignore it. It's like a fly, you know. You try to swing at a bee and wind up stinging. You give it time, you let it fly just do what it do. You're gonna end up laying on shit. But let it be the hidden man of the heart. So it's supposed to be something within your spirit. You know what I mean? Let it be something different about you, a new creature in your mind. That's the jewel. That's the wisdom. Wisdom is better than any choice ruby that we can find. All right. So, but let it be the hidden man of the heart. All right. Because the Lord said he'll come in and sup with you, man. He'll deal with you and he'll deal with you in a personal relationship to where you have the spirit of the Lord, spirit of meekness, the spirit of truth dwelling within you, the spirit of possible salvation. You know what I mean? Watch this. This is the proof right here. Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit. Okay? Not being loud and clamorous. Yeah, I'm a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that. Don't no man want that. Don't no man want a bad bitch. Right? So, or a boss bitch, right? We want a woman. We want a mother, a nurturer, caring, right? So, for after this manner, after this manner, what we talk about now, the old time, after this manner, in the old time, the holy women who trusted in Yahweh adorned themselves. They covered themselves with this, the women. Being in subjection unto their own husbands. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. Called him Lord, man. Why? Because we the real judges on this earth. We the real lords on this earth, but we got put under. We got put down because we didn't listen to our power. So just like any instrument or just like any tool, electric tool, you unplug the power, it's powerless. So with us being powerless, we became useless to a lot of our women and to the society. You feel me? So now we got our power back. We're starting with the spirit of truth, right? The inner, let it be the inner man of the heart, the hidden man of the heart. Now we're getting empowered again, even empowered as couple, even empowered as brothers, even empowered as a kingdom. He said the kingdom of heaven dwells within us. And look what it brought us together, right? So now, it says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are. You want to be a daughter of Zion. You want to be a daughter of Sarah. You want to be a daughter of Yahweh, our Father, not a queen. The word queen goes to the English word Queen Anne, which means whore. So, you know, all of these sisters call themselves, not all of them, some of them call themselves queens, but they don't want to be daughters. Because to be a daughter, you got to humble yourself. Because you have an authority over, you have a father over you. The word father means authority. So to be a daughter, you have an authority, right? So they don't respect authority. So now, and this society aids in that rebellion. You know, but the Bible says, keep your daughters in straitly and say not that I am independent. But a lot of these, what they pushing, independent, with women, independent. And now look what Beyonce had with her husband. She done told all these women to leave their husbands and she at home with us. That's crazy, right? It says, now look, this is our part. Likewise, see, we the women too, in his eyes. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. So you got to deal with your woman according to the knowledge, according to the laws. We don't beat our women, you know what I'm saying? And we don't abuse them in, different ways. Abuse their mind either. We want to encourage them. You get what I'm saying? You deal with them according to the knowledge, not according to emotions. Energy and motion. Energy and motion leads to impulsiveness, impulsive response. All right? And if they treat you wrong and they do you wrong, you bring up the scriptures on them. And then if they keep going not the way you want, that's when you part ways. You get what I'm saying? It seems like I got closer. It's crazy. Nah, don't say it. It's crazy. All right. It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge. See that? Give honor to your wife as unto the weaker vessel, meaning these women, our women, are still going to be over these other nations' women. You see that? So they have an inheritance in the kingdom as well. All right. So we treat them as, yeah, the Lord can deal with them too, but the wisdom comes through me. All right. But the Lord can correct her and shake her up, just like you chastise any tree, so it can bear fruit. So it says, give honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessels. So we the ones that's the strength. You know, we got to encourage them and strengthen them with His word too. All right, I'm gonna give it back to right now. And as being heirs together, H-E-I-R, heirs. You know, heirs together. So that means prince and a princess. As heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered, man. So this is a new journey. Individual, but also the same. You know what I mean? And two people gotta learn to grow apart so they can grow together. And that's what the Lord gave us now. So having your woman, you can teach her how to grow with her personal relationship and study and watching your videos, you know, and listening to you in prayer and singing and dance to the Lord and dietary laws and the holy days and the things she can make around the house. You get what I'm saying? So, but then y'all become two in that, man. It becomes a dance. It becomes a dance, man, before the Creator, man. It becomes a dance, man, living out your nature the right way. You know what I mean? Okay,
it was a lesson that he did about a year or so ago when you're dealing with your spouse or whatever, you as a man have to become the perfect man that you can become, and you as a woman have to be the perfect woman that you can become, then you become perfect together.
Yep.
If there's an imperfection on this end or on this end, you can't become perfect together because there's going to be conflict between each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to be individuals and to come together as ones because you're still two different people.
Yep. And it's okay to be imperfect. We're going to be perfect in faith. And then we're going to wait for the Lord to create us perfectly in the kingdom. When He shows up, He said He's going to make us perfect, make us eternal, man. Y'all be together forever, like literally, like the love movie, like the movies and shit.
Like we don't even know what forever is right now, but that forever is going to be created when the Lord shows up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
forever
saying?
is right now.
Yeah.
Forever is right now. The earth is here. The planets are here. We don't live forever right now. We can't overstep the one that's before us, Yahushua. He gets to live forever. That's why He died. They killed Him in 37 AD. And He went up, He took that body up to the Father. He's on the right hand of the Father. It says us, we were going to still die and come back to this earth again in reincarnation. We get a new body, you know, every time as a baby. All right? So when we die, this body gets old. The soul gets tired of this body. And the Lord calls it back home. So He gives us a new body as a baby. You come back to this earth and redo it again. You see that? But in the kingdom, when the Lord shows up, He promises when the destruction comes and Russia and all these nations shoot those missiles on this place, the elect gonna get taken up into the chariots and chains in the twinkling of an eye. And they're gonna get those new bodies without having to die to get the new body. Make sense? So yeah, so we'll be perfect then. We'll be immortal then. But then when we meet Yahushua face to face, man, He's about to show up. He's a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. His name Yahushua. 10-foot tall black man with white and woolly hair. Dark skin. Pissed off, look like Kimbo Slice, a warrior. They don't even know, man. Eyes red, serious. Beautiful milky white teeth. You know what I mean? So, you know, when we meet Him, He's going to put the laws in our inward parts so we will never go off again. We're going to be perfect as a nation in the sight of God. Not just, I'm perfect. No, the Creator going to say, perfect. Y'all good. Y'all can dance. Y'all can laugh. Y'all can boast now. But right now, we got work to do, brother. We got work to do, man. You know?
Yeah, come on. All right. Let's get Psalms 101 and 1.
This is Psalms 101 and 1. I will sing, O mercy and judgment unto Thee. O Lord, will I sing. I will behave myself wisely.
Oh, I will behave myself wisely. How do we do that? Staying focused. if we get distracted, we start behaving perversely, getting out of character because we're distracted. Distractions create a lot of things that causes us to err.
I will behave myself wisely in a perfect way. Oh, when wilt thou come unto me? I will walk within my house with a perfect heart.
Meaning having a perfect mindset, man. And we have to stay focused in order, once we obtain it, we have to remain focused in order to hold on to it and keep moving. Go ahead.
I will set no wicked thing before my eyes.
I will set no, meaning I'm not finna focus on anything to the left. I'm finna stay center and focus on Yahweh Shai, who's gonna lead me to the Creator, Yahweh. Go ahead.
I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me.
I hate the work of them. You got individuals that come in this thing and turn aside and go a different.
Oh yeah, them too though. Them two.
These. No. They can't even. They can't even get on the path to turn aside. But these individuals right here, like Oprah, Comfy, Nate Ricard, Elder Ricard, GLCC. TD Fakes, all these individuals that led our people astray, right? So he ain't gonna hide in his mind. He ain't gonna be looking at these individuals. He gonna keep his mind. We gonna keep our mind focused on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Damn these individuals, cause they ain't finna lead you nowhere but to destruction. Go ahead.
They call it power bottle.
I was thinking about that earlier. I was waiting on a chance to say it.
Go ahead. All the way to verse 6.
Verse 4. A forward heart shall depart from me. I will not know a wicked person. Whoso privily slandereth his neighbor.
And that's what everybody outside the truth is really set up to do. You know, in some way or form, they might not be aggressive with it. They don't even have time. They don't even know they're doing it. Their ways itself are contrary to your ways, so that becomes some sort of a distraction also. But in situations like that, you got to learn how to handle yourself. You know
right? They slander us.
Right.
We're their neighbors. We're their brothers. But they slander us. They say we the ones lying. But we already know how the pastors work, how much money they done got. They the ones driving around in nice cars while our parents done suffered, going broke, going there hoping for God answers from God that you got to pay for. They even got ATMs in the churches now. But they slander us. They say we the bad guys. They call us terrorists or hate speech. You know what I mean?
Well, because they hate the truth.
Right.
Go ahead.
Whoso privily slandereth his neighbor, him will I cut off. Him that hath an high look and a proud heart will I not suffer. My eyes shall be upon the faithful of the land, that they may dwell with me. He that walketh in a perfect way, he shall serve me.
Verse 6.
And that's how we serve Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, walking in that perfect way. Our eyes ain't gonna be focused on what the wicked doing and how they doing their wickedness. Only thing we do is gonna condemn them and keep it moving and keep our mind focused on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai all the way to the end. And within that, there is no end. There is no end. So our mind, from this point, our mind's gonna stay focused all the way to Yahweh Shai forever. Forever. And that can't be taken away from us. Go ahead. That was on the way to 6. All right.
This is Genesis chapter 19,
Proverbs 4.
verse 25. And this is the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. So that was the wife of Lot. She looked back and she became a pillar of salt. So the only thing we should be focused on is going to salvation, is getting out of that destruction. Because we know destruction is coming, so we don't need to be focused on the destruction. We need to be focused on salvation.
So as your husband walks his righteous journey towards Yahweh through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, don't look behind you. You need to stay focused on what's in front of you. All right? Don't look back. And you, and represent to you, once you enter into this, past that threshold and enter into the sacred solemn assembly of being a man of the Lord, you can't look back either. You got to keep moving forward from this point on. Fuck the world. So they ain't gonna lead you to nothing but destruction.
I think somebody over there got one too. Okay. 1 Corinthians 7:27. Art thou bound to a wife? Seek not to be loose. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. But and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if if a virgin marry, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. But this I say, you got it. All right, because that trouble in the flesh. You're gonna go through things. You're gonna have ups and downs, but you deal with each other according to the knowledge. Remember that? You can't just like, oh, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Well, give each other a break for like a little bit, but don't stay away too far to where the devil can creep in between y'all and start messing with y'all mind.
I had gotten some advice from a friend of mine. He was having problems with his wife, and one thing they did when they got into a serious argument, right, to where they felt like they wanted to part ways, they forced themselves to come up with a solution, and they took separation off the table. Meaning, if we separate for a little while to clear our thoughts, that's one thing, but there's no breaking up or breaking off or no ending this stuff. Once they put that off the table, they had to come together and figure out a solution to coincide with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy. It's like, man, fuck that shit, I'm out. It's easy to do that. But you can really test a person through disagreements. It's okay to have disagreements because it's really going to tell you how you really feel. If you have somebody that always gets agitated with every little thing you do, they don't want your company. They don't want to be. But if you have somebody that has patience with you, like, all right, this is going to be tripping, but I'm going to wait this out and see what's going on. Or she tripping right now. I'm going to let her have her space and da-da-da-da-da. And having the mindset of letting them get over what they're going through, and then y'all come back and talk. And communication is a thing. It's key. Always remain transparent because ain't nobody out here mind readers. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to. Don't try to dig in and like what's wrong, this, that, and third. Always have an open form of communication because transparency is the key to everything. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 7:29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
Right. So you got a wife, but your mind can't be stuck on her. You got to spend that time with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's what your mind needs to be focused on, the Lord. All right, let's take it back to this. Let's go all the way back to the beginning, right? In Genesis, Adam chose to listen to his wife instead of listening to the Most High. She brought back that knowledge that she learned from the wicked individual in the garden, right? And he ate of that fruit, meaning wisdom. But if he hadn't stood 10 toes down, stood on business for the Lord, right? He would have been like, nah, you going off for that. He would have corrected her at that moment. Now we're learning the true ways of correcting not only our women, but our nation, right? So that represents our whole nation. Now our whole nation is being brought back through the second Adam, which is Yahweh Shai.
One more, follow that up real quick. Romans 13:11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Right.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. The night is far spent. Right, we're deep into the rulership of the Caucasian race, Esau. They're Edomites. We're deep into their rulership. It's nighttime where they're ruling. We're going to rule in the day, so we're deep into that time. But at the climax of that, that's when they start to fall. Right, at nighttime. But as soon as the sunrise starts to peek over that horizon, that's us ruling, and that's going to happen right here in America. That little bit of light shining right now. All right. So it says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Make sense? Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, what they taught us. Now it's time to cast off all of that, what our parents taught us and all of that, right? Our grandparents, even the diet that they had. Yeah, you're going to have diabetes too. No, I'm not. You was eating bad food. Right. You get what I'm saying? A bunch of sugar and stuff. Yeah. And soda. You know what I mean? Soda pop.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid and all that, right? Oodles of noodles. I had just stopped eating that. I'll be hard-headed, man. They showed it to you on the screen and everything.
Yeah.
This is how it look in your stomach. It takes 2 hours to digest. Your stomach's just doing this. I was like, oh, really? No, 2 more packs in there. I felt bad as shit, man. My girl was looking at me. I was like, all right, we're throwing this shit out. All right, it's the flavor, man. It's the flavor. Yeah. All right. It says, let us walk honestly, man. All right. So, and let us put on the armor of light. So put on that armor of light, man, to fight this battle with us. You know what I mean? To fight the devil. How do you fight an enemy that you can't see? You know, we can't see them devils. They're in secret. They hiding. We got pictures of them, but we ain't never meet them. So how do you fight them? You fight them with the spirit. That's what the Lord gave us. He gave us the best weapon, man. They got guns that can kill the flesh, but they can't kill the spirit. We can condemn the soul. So when they go home at night and have nightmares about this, about their future that's coming to them. You see that? And our Lord, our power is going to back us up with the prophecy. But everything happening, you see it today. We're telling people that this is going to happen. You see that? All right, so let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy, but put ye on the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, the anointed one, and make no provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. All right? So we don't talk to other men's wives around here, you know. You see a woman menstrual, we don't deal with our woman on her menstrual. You know what I'm saying? Don't eat pork if you do. No lobster, no shrimp. You know what I mean? No holidays.
On point. Hey, that's what's up. I like that.
It's a list, though.
I know. We're gonna go do our research.
That's right, but I think y'all kind of onto it, man. You know, of course, the hair thing. You can elaborate on that.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
What did you want to say?
My cup.
No, not that at all. It's just about the men.
The hair. Dreadlocks is a Hindu custom that was adopted by the Jamaicans because Selassie was really Hinduist and he wasn't Ethiopian. And it was a custom created, and it was brought forth by I forgot what tribe it was, but they hung out in the Blue Mountains in Jamaica, and that's where the custom came from the West Indies. It has nothing to do with our culture. It doesn't even have anything to do with African culture.
Yeah, you know the shamans?
Yeah, shamans.
Shamans, them witches, they be having the long dreads, they be good, they be singing over incense and shit. Not this. This is the, what's it called again? Sage. You know how people be like doing all this shit around you and all that? That's wickedness too. We keep sage because it's relaxing, it's an incense. But people that deal with sage and they say it takes away negativity, it doesn't. They just negative. What it does is, it's a calming effect, just like any other herb on the body. And what it does, it feels like a negativeness is leaving. See, that is a physical effect. But as far as the dreadlocks, it comes from the shamans. And you know what I mean? So when the Bible where it says Samson had dreads, it says locks, like plaits. So, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I told him to tell you.
Yeah, when I came in to the truth, I had, matter of fact, a picture 10 years ago came.
You too.
Yeah, I had mine was probably a little bit longer they were longer than yours. And once I realized that, I went, even the barber was like, nah, man, come on, man, nah. We arguing in the barbershop about this shit. I was like, you don't hear him cut this shit off? Please cut it off. But, yeah, and it's actually like reviving too, man, because once I cut my hair off, I started seeing how unhealthy my scalp was and stuff. And it's like, it's not really sanitary to keep them like that. That's why I went to braids after that, and I just really like it. So I just cut my hair from every time to time and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not our custom. Plaits is cool. Braids are cool.
Yeah, we had to let them know we wasn't hating on that.
Yeah.
People that don't have hair, it's like, we ain't make it up.
And also, brothers, And also, brother, I also had dreads too. My dreads was long too. When I first was introduced to the truth, you know, I had seen a video by the elders, and Elder Pastor Hart in particular, and it was something he said. He said, if you really believe, if you have dreads, you need to cut your dreads. I cut my dreads that night. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the brother was saying, it's not our custom. I had mine for years too. Mine was longer than yours too. You know, but I always kept it covered up. But just like the brother was saying, I started noticing like scalp wasn't healthy. So.
And even with that, even my scalp was the healthiest thing in the world with the dreads or whatever, whatnot, I wasn't gonna let a simple thing as a hairstyle disrupt me or maybe stop me from making it a salvation. That hair didn't mean that much to me. You know, it's all superficial. It really doesn't matter. Like I cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying? If it's meant for me to have it, he'll let me have it in the kingdom. I didn't really want anything that associated me to the darkness of this realm anyway. I wanted to shave off everything from a physical and a spiritual standpoint. So like before I came into the truth, I wasn't taking care of my body. I was drinking heavy all the time. I used to be like 200 pounds. Had a big ass stomach and shit like that, face all bloated up, shit like that. Now it's okay to drink, but I wasn't taking care of my body. Like the Lord would teach you how to take care of your body. You know what I'm saying? The elder taught me how you have two brains, your brain right here and your brain right there. I was suffering from mental health illness, right? I learned once I started taking care of my gut health, my thought process started to change. You know, so I started learning all these things. So everything that I gave up on this side, I gained more to help me go towards the kingdom. You know?
Like the camel up, taking all that load off the camel.
Right.
Through the needle.
Right. As soon as you start to simplify your life like that, everything comes so much easier, man. And it's not like it's gonna be a cakewalk, but it's easier to endure when you let a lot of shit go that you experience when you're on this side of the fence. Once you hop that fence, leave all that shit behind. It ain't even worth it.
You know, I only say that because we were going down the list a minute ago. There's a lot more, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just can't think of them offhand, but it'll come to me.
Right, and we're telling you this out of love. We want to see you perfected in the most way that you can. You know, when you present yourself towards the Lord, you can tell you great job.
Yeah, the Lord must have seen something rebellious with me. Like, no, I'm gonna just take your hair. You're gonna be tripping.
I ain't gonna even play with you. I ain't gonna even play with you.
Take yours early.
All right, let's run down these precepts. You got one?
Yeah, check what y'all saying.
Okay.
What is Matthew chapter 6, verse 33? For seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Like earlier they were saying, just stay focused on your house shot. You can look in the mirror, look at yourself, look at your flesh, look at your job, look at your girl, look at your toes, your goldfish, whatever. Look at your house shot, and everything you need to know for salvation gonna get added unto you. Cause everything else is dust and pollution, and it's gonna get destroyed with this place. We're trying to get out of here. So seek Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh shot.
Right.
Everything else is temporary.
Everything else is temporary. Like, and once you realize, everything else becomes whatever. Then the severity of salvation, once that's instilled into your mind and you start walking in that direction, fuck everything else, really. Like, 'cause everything else becomes a distraction, and it becomes an enemy towards you. And then if you try to hold on to this thing, you become an enemy towards yourself. And that's the hardest thing to overcome is that self-hate. Our people endure that shit. That's why we attack each other the way we do. You know, as soon as you start loving yourself, as soon as you start loving Yahweh Shai, you start loving yourself. And that's the only way you're gonna be able to love the Father is through Yahweh Shai, man. You know? All right, you have some precepts over here? Huh? Yeah, go ahead.
That's Corinthians 7:3. It says, let the husband render unto the wife do be violent.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Let the husband render unto the wife do be benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife has not power of her own body, but the husband, and likewise also the husband has not power of his own body, but the wife.
All right, so since we're going there, let's go there. Right. So you can't use the box as a tool of manipulation or control, and you can't use the what's the slang word? The shaft, the rod, as a, you know what I'm saying, as a tool of, you know what I'm saying, manipulation and control. Like, you know what I'm saying, there's gonna be times where y'all are upset with each other. If your man has that urge, listen, go ahead and feel that, and y'all can talk about the foolishness later, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And that way it don't give room for fuck shit to come into your mind, and like when you try to use shit like that, people start stepping out, and you know what I'm talking about. It's just too much. You know what I'm saying? So just
also too, a man can have multiple wives. Just see that right there? See that, right? Now look, do lionesses do that? Think about it.
I just reacting.
No, I'm just saying, I ain't coming at you at all. I'm talking about you. Lionesses don't do that. Why? Because they're in their nature. When a lion has multiple lionesses, you know, just like right now, if something was to happen to the man, once you have children, I don't know if y'all do or not, that's none of my business, but once a man has children with a woman, in this society, anything can happen. It would be smarter, this was one thing, it would be smarter to have more mothers around for the children. You know what I mean? Instead of more men, that would be adultery. See that? So it's set up that way for a man to populate a whole city. But in this society, yeah, it's safer just to be with one. Because there's so many diseases out here. There's drama, it's jealousy. That's the core of all of the drama, a lot of drama in our neighborhood. That's the core of a lot of the men that's killing each other in the streets because they grew up without daddies in the house because the mother raised the child, which made him more emotional, most likely, thinking he can run things or she can run things. It's a whole separation factor because of jealousy. You get what I'm saying? All because of feelings. Think about that. The Creator made us this way. And so imagine me saying that to Yahushua, to the Messiah. What? You got more? This was just me. I thought it was just me. See that? So he like, nah, he got 144,000. And a small multitude of believers, people that love him, you know, his servants, his woman. So a man should be able to have the same thing and have that govern the household of children. You see that? That's a kingdom. And that's why it's gonna take the Lord to return and change that. You know what I mean? He gonna change that. Isaiah chapter 14 real quick. So that's the main thing you got to work with. That's the main thing you got to work on. I got a wife, she worked on it. You know, I had two wives. One of them was jealous. She became an alcoholic because of it. Well, she was pre-alcoholic. And she tried to destroy my family, destroy my house, all because of feelings. When we took beautiful care of each other. You get what I'm saying? The children were safe. What about the children? The children seeing that. Separation. All because of her feelings. She want to burn the whole house down with us in it. And children. Because of feelings. You get what I'm saying? And then we die with those feelings. Who cares? You know what I mean? So in this life, we got to learn to conquer our feelings, man. Especially the woman. That's the main thing you got to battle with. The reason I brought up my woman, because she always says this. Any woman that's in the truth, that can't get over that jealousy, they got to build up their confidence in their self. Because if they, I don't know how y'all understand this, but it's some woman language. I'm gonna say it. I'm like, what? But anyway, it might make sense. They have to build up their confidence in their self. Because if there's a woman around, you won't feel so like you're lacking, or like something taken from you, because you got your confidence in yourself. Make sense? That's what helped her get over the jealousy. She said the jealous feeling not going to leave though. It's not going to leave, but that confidence got to overpower that. And your love for him. See that? So that don't mean go find another wife. Most of us ain't looking for that. We done passed the stage of looking for multiple wives, but we want to be able to speak freely. We want to be able to be free and say a man can do this. But that don't mean I gotta go get one. You feel what I'm saying? But would that be right if the Lord saves him and then you on the boat and then multiple women show up? Well, help me. You like, nah, bitch. It's your own, bitch. You know how to swim? That was messed up, right? Right, it's a work in progress. I mean, like literally, like lifetime. It's gonna take days of this, man. Lifetime, man. You know what I mean? Rome wasn't built in one day. It's gonna be destroyed in one day.
That's right. Right.
I gotta.
You cool? That was that? All right, go ahead, bro.
Read it.
Yeah.
Jealousy. That's how you fix it.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach.
Right. And so that's 7 women. 7. The word 7 just means completion. So whatever completes that man, it might be 1, might be 20, might be 5, might be 100, 1,000. You know. So, but this is what any woman that I deal with. I don't deal with any women right now. Any woman I deal with, and when I face them, the first conversation I have with them, I go to that scripture and I tell them that. I said, but it doesn't take a lot to complete me. You know, can you? Do you have the capacity to do that? Because if not, I'll go get somebody else to help you out.
Yeah, can't a woman complete me right now? That's like having one arm. I'm not complete. I need 2 arms. I need a leg.
Yeah.
All of that, so we can walk. Bible complete me though.
Come. So that's the one woman I stick to is Sophia, which is wisdom.
And I know that I can complete my woman. But she can't complete me, but she can complete a part of me.
Right.
You know, a department. You know what I mean? And that part of me can nobody touch. That's her throne in my life. If I meet any woman in my life now, they gotta be able to go through what my woman went through already. So she knows what I like to eat. She knows that I don't like this or that. You know what I mean? She would be the one that teaches them. And making her the elder to these other women in my life. See that? So Isaiah 32 and 1. So there's power for the women in this truth. It's just they gotta take their seat, they gotta take their place. All right. This is Isaiah 32 and 1. Behold, you can bring it up. Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness. Yep, that king is Yahushua. And princes shall rule in judgment. We're gonna rule one day. Like these devils ruling over us. Like King David was ruling, like King Solomon was ruling, man. King Solomon had thousands of wives. That's not my point, but I'm just saying, we're just touching that point. All right. A man shall be as an hiding place from the wind. What wind? Somebody get that? Let's
Revelation 7:1.
And the destroying wind.
Oh,
What wind? All right. It said a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, not a building, not a bunker. You know, not a tank. You got Rick Ross building a bunker, copying off of Elon Musk now, but that ain't gonna save him from what's coming. He's talking about ICBM missile, nuclear fire that has never been really exposed to pieces. You know, dropped on the Bible say the earth gonna shake to and fro. But you think a little bunker that man made is gonna stop the wrath of the Most High that created the earth, that know how to make the precision, strength, and might to hit that, to reach the depths that they're going to? That's not deep to the Lord. The earth is a grain of sand to the Most High. So we think we're running deep by going in the bunker. All right. So, somebody got it? The winds? Go ahead, brother. Yep. Yeah, we start with that one. But the winds, destroying wind. We'll start with this. All right.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 7 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth.
Right, so what's stopping all the destruction from coming here? You see it happening in Gaza. You see it happening in Africa. All the fighting they're doing over there in the Congos right now. You see it happening in Pakistan, in Iran. You see it happening in Yemen now, in Israel and Syria, North Korea, all these different places, but it ain't happening here yet. Why? Because the angels are on the 4 corners of the earth, the 4 hemispheres of the round earth. The earth not flat. All right? And they're stopping the winds from happening. Why? This is why, right here, so you can wake up. Waiting for you. Waiting for you, and after you, y'all gonna be waiting for the next one. And the next one, you know what I mean? Each one, reach one, teach one. Go ahead, brother. Go on.
Verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the zeal of the living God, And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Yeah, so he's holding back World War III until we wake up. That's how much the Lord loves us, man. That's why we got this space to be able to talk. That's why Putin and them can't shoot the missiles yet. All right? But the Most High controls us. He controls man. He controlling Putin. He controlling Trump and Biden and all them. Go ahead, brother. Come on.
Verse 4, and I heard the number of them which were sealed,
Number of them which were sealed. Go ahead.
and there was sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
144,000. But if you read skip over, it says small multitude, right? Yep. Should be like the paragraph up top on the right.
Yeah.
Yep, on the same page, I think. Yep, the multitude.
On the other page.
Innumerable multitude. It's like at the end of the verse.
Yeah, verse 9. This is Revelation 7 and 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number.
Is it just 144,000? No. You're gonna have the men, women, and children that's not out here teaching. Remember, the wisdom was given to the man, so we can stand out here and do this. We fighting this battle. We ain't sitting out here like Black Panthers, come out here with guns and get shot up. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, no, I want to keep y'all alive until the end. So I want you to go out here and just teach. My burden is easy. My yoke is light. Right? My yoke is easy, my burden is light, something like that. Go ahead.
Of all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues stood before the throne and beheld, and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Right, so we're going to be called from every kindred and nation and tongue, meaning we're not all going to look like Shad. We're not all going to look like, what's his name? Kimbo Slice. You know what I mean? Dark skin with afros or hair, you know what I'm saying? Some of them going to look like Chinese. Some of them going to look Caucasian. So we got scattered everywhere. You know what I mean? So we don't know who's who anymore. So how do you judge that? We come out here and just teach. That's what the Lord said He's gonna make us fishers of men. Meaning, what do the fishermen do? They don't have targeted fishing too much. You cast out a net, and then you gather in the good fish and the bad fish. You get what I'm saying? Then you pull it ashore, and then you separate them. So that's what the Lord is doing. Our job is to come out here, cast that line out, cast that net out, and the Lord, the Most High, gonna pull them in. You see that? So people think we need a whole group out here. Nah, we just need this. We just need one. We just need this right here. If nobody else is listening, then we got the internet. See that? So it says, verse 2, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. Oh, hold on, who was reading? Somebody get that now? The wind? Oh, that was it on that.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. It says, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
There you go. That's the wind that he holds back. That destroying wind, which goes into that nuclear fire. All right, we need some better signs, but yeah. It goes into that nuclear fire, that wind. All right, we say fuel the fire. Somebody get that real quick. Fuel the fire, burning, fuel the fire.
Malachi 4:1.
Huh?
Malachi 4:1.
Yep, the gentleman finished the precept and get right back to you. No, fuel the fire.
This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5.
Yep, Malachi 4:1.
For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
Right, so the ancient times, like gladiators, 300, they fight, come up and fighting and yelling and garments rolled in blood, right? And noise. But now he said this battle is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. What are they fighting Iran over right now? Uranium, which is that nuclear fuel that's going to burn this place up. Turn America into a lake of fire. This is the lake of fire. Not under the ground and hell and all that live stuff. America's going to be turned into a lake of fire, man. Or a lava pit. Okay, so they hold the Most High is using the angels to hold back the winds, which is going to be part of that fire. Nuclear fire, nuclear blast, nuclear wind, nuclear fallout. All right? Somebody else read something? Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 4 and verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as a oven, and all the proud, yet, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. And that day that's coming that's going to burn as an oven is World War III. 200 million nuclear missiles hitting this place. This place is literally going to be turned into that lake of fire, a burning oven, man. 2/3 of our people going to die here. They're going to perish here. You feel me? And I wanted to get another one that said, make no tarrying to turn unto the Lord. And tarrying is, procrastination. You know what I'm saying? Don't procrastinate, bro. Like, start taking them baby steps today. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a list of things. You know what I'm saying? It's laws, it's holy days, it's so on and so forth. But take them baby steps to turn to the Lord today, bro. Don't tarry, because this shit finna be destroyed.
Yep. Then go one more verse. Yep. He said 2/3 that don't fear him that was being wicked, but then you got this.
Shit, I got it on my phone.
Oh, Malachi 4?
All right, this is Malachi chapter 4 and verse 2.
Yep.
But unto you that fear my name.
So if you fear his name, once you found the truth, and we trying to prove it to you, the name, we can't even tell you how we found it, you know what I mean? And then once you find that, and then you're like, nah, that might not be it. Everybody got a name. Nah, that's the name, man. We done tracked it, you peel back all the layers, and the people like, nah, let me put them layers back on, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall.
Of a stall.
Stall.
Right, man. So calves of the stall, not calves just grazing out in the field by themselves and you're gonna get destroyed. But a calf that get brought into the stall and get personally taken care of. And those stalls are called UFOs. They call them UFOs, but we know them as chariots of Yahweh, in which the angels are in those chariots, man. That's how we got over here. The slave used to sing a song like what? Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry us home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming forth to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, right? So these were Africans singing about Jordan in Israel. Singing about swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry us home. And the Wright brothers didn't even have the planes yet. Right? So they knew. They knew about the chariots, bro. All right, so that's what's coming to get us. And you can see them at night when y'all together. It's romantic. I don't like romance because it comes from Rome. But it's indulging, it's compassion. You know what I mean? You sit out here at night or something, and you look at the stars, and you're gonna see one of them stars start moving, come down. Now that we're telling y'all, be aware of it. And then it'll move like this across the sky and then take off. That's an angel. Now, I ain't talking about Starlink. Yeah. It's totally different. I ain't talking about a star sitting there twinkling. And people are like, that's a chariot, Akim. And they praying to it. They see a star next to the moon, and they be like, look at that, that's the Lord, bugging. So you'll see it, it'll come down and deal with you. You get what I'm saying? And it'll take off, boom. All right? So this thing is now, this is real. But let me read this real quick, and this is it. It says, Isaiah 32:1, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. See how she hiding from you right now from the wind? Right? And a man, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind. And a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, man. Imagine you go into a desert and then you find some water. That's how it's going to be for these women to find a man in that day. You're going to have to fight them off to get you. They ain't got the Playboy shirt on. Man of honor. Man of honor. Say that again? You want to be clear on that point. That's
like water in the desert. It's gonna be beneficial for a woman to find a man in that day, but a man of honor. Because there's gonna be a lot of men out here, like when this society collapses, but they're gonna have a evil in their mind. They want to use somebody for their own personal gain.
Yeah, they don't want to find Lil Wayne and shit.
Right? No, you don't want to find no rapper or nobody that was holding money up to their ear in these times. You want to find somebody that's truly after honoring the Lord themselves and honoring others.
After the Lord's own heart.
After the Lord's own heart.
That's right, because and imagine Rick Ross and go into his bunker and he's down there. He's down there rapping.
Holy!
He's stuck down there with him.
You put a molly in your drink.
I was gonna say a good example is the Book of Eli when you had Mila Kunis when she was running around. Well, the first lady, she was running around. She was used as a distraction to lure people in. Oh, I need help. She's a woman, so if a man come, oh yeah, I'm more liable to help you because you're a woman. Yada yada whoop whoop. So he was inclined to help her, and then next thing you know, you got these other dudes coming out trying to ambush him and whatnot. Hey, that's what the brother was saying. It's going to be better to find a man of honor, a man of the Lord with the spirit of the Lord in that time than to just come across any old Joe Smo within that day, man.
Let me finish the last precept. Isaiah 32:2. And a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as a shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And that shadow of the great rock, we're going to be like the shadow of Yahushua here, to hide you from the sun, the heat, from the destruction. You know what I mean? As a rock to block from the destruction, the wind. Like thirst. People gonna want answers. We're gonna have the water for the people that's thirsty. Right? People gonna want answers in that day. Right now they don't want to hear it. A lot of people do, but I'm saying some people don't. Majority of the people.
All right. Some more precepts. We'll run through these real quick.
This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 22. It says, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So the light of the body is the eye, the mind, the truth. And if your mind is single, your eye is single, your mind is on the truth, your mind is on what's right, guess what? Your whole body is going to be full of light. You're going to be full of righteousness. You're going to be able to do what Yahushua requires you to do.
Kawashi, that one?
And this is going into what the elder and Gabar was talking about earlier with the Lord holding back the destruction of the four winds. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, and some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
That's what the holdup is. That's what the elder was saying. He waiting on everybody that's supposed to be sealed to be sealed. He's like the ones that their names are found written in the book. He checking them off. As they get sealed, he checking them off, and he ain't gonna stop till every last man get checked.
Like he could have been set it up. We been hearing wars, rumors of wars. China been talk about Taiwan, Russia been in Ukraine, and America been had beef out here. These missiles could have been got shot off, but the elect not sealed yet. So we still out here prophesying, teaching, not here fishing, because there's still work to be done.
This 1 Peter 9, it says, receive the end of your faith, even the salvation of your soul. And this verse 10, if which salvation the prophets have inquired.
Raise your voice a little bit, bro.
Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesies of the grace that should come into you.
Right, so that's what we're having. We're prophesying about the grace that should come to us. And within that, you gotta believe in that and trust in that. And keep moving in that. You know what I'm saying? Keep moving in that. Some more precepts. I'm sitting here, I'm gonna say I see you looking.
This is, you can speak on it though. 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Right, rightfully dividing the word of truth. Just like if you're a warrior in a war and you get handed a sword, right? You're gonna study how to use and yield that sword properly because you don't want to cut yourself, or you don't want to hurt yourself, or you don't want to wrongfully, you know what I'm saying, swing it the wrong way and you hurt an innocent bystander. You know what I'm saying? So you got to study to show yourself approved so you can be a workman rightfully dividing the word of truth, meaning rightfully prophesying, rightfully dissecting these scriptures so the people can understand.
Right. 1 Peter 2:2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. If so be, ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. All right. So you got to desire the sincere milk of the word from this point. So you got to start over. All right. So you got to start from Genesis, start from Exodus, start from Deuteronomy, start from our videos. But it might seem like wah, because, you know, we might be, it's like walking in the middle of a conversation. You got to just listen for a minute and you start catching certain points. Something called seeding. You know, you cast a bunch of seeds out there and then they start to grow. Then you start to say, okay, that's what I was growing. You see that? So you could grab little pieces of it and then the picture will come together. You know, they'll come together. But then you got to go back to the milk, which is like, all right, I know I'm an Israelite now. Where does it say that at? Deuteronomy 28. It talks about slavery, the slave ships. So you kind of, okay, we came in slave ships, Deuteronomy 28. Revelations 11:8 talk about us waking up in Egypt again, a place also known as Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, that's here. So, you know, you start picking up on the milk, small thing, and then you teach that. You teach what you're learning. And then you start seeing people pull it away from you, your family. You know, you're going to wind up being alone. I'm telling you, all right? All you can witness. They're going to turn on you little by little, but you ain't got to turn on them. You know, you can reintroduce yourself, say, hey, I didn't know who I was before. Nice to meet you. Shalom. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't gonna like, what? Nah, man, you Yahushua, you the carpenter's son. You just so-and-so your daddy. I know him. Right? You ain't nobody. Nah, I know. I'm not waiting for you to know that. I know that. You see that? It's a self-realization thing when it becomes real to you. And real to you. You know what I mean? All right. It says Revelations 1:3. Blessed is he that readeth. All right, so you got to start reading. They say you want to hide anything from one of our people, put it in the book. You know, one, because a lot of our people couldn't read. Two, a lot of them don't like to read. Three, now everybody wants everything fast. They ain't got time to read. Four, now we got everything digital. Audio, people ain't gonna, you know. So, okay then, you don't want to read, the Lord set it up where you can just hear it. It says, blessed is he that readeth and they that hear the words of this prophecy. Prophecy meaning what? Pro, facade. Pro comes from pre, meaning before. Facade means to say. So our job is to say everything the Most High is about to do before it happens. That's why you're a prophet. And a woman is supposed to be a prophetess. A prophetess would be like a poet, or somebody that writes songs, or singing melodies to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? A prophetess. But you got Juanita Bynum. You got all these damn women pastors preaching up on the pulpit, minstrels and everything. You know what I'm talking about? You're supposed to be unclean, but they have to be like, I'm gonna heal you.
She'll have you talking British. Get your bloody hands off me.
Get your bloody hands off of me. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, man. So you got to keep it now. And the word keep comes from the Hebrew word shamar, which means to watch or guard. So once you find the Lord's treasure, you got to guard it. You get what I'm saying? And you got to organize it. And you got to dive in it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Get used to it and protect it. All right? And become treasurers. Now, we become the treasurers with his treasure that he left with us, which is like jewels of knowledge. That you can pluck from it and give to your wife or give to brothers. You know what I mean? So,
this is out of the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, starting at verse 1. Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
So basically, you can either cut his days short with aggravation, or you can prolong his life with nurturing. You know what I'm saying?
And Going also to where the scriptures describe wisdom as a woman. The ultimate form of wisdom that we should be attaining to is the scriptures. So we should start treating the scriptures and treating wisdom like a woman that we would chase after in this world. We see, like, you see something from afar, you like, oh yeah, you want to go talk to her. We should want to go deal with the scripture. We should want to hold it into our bosom and really deal with it. And like you were saying,
that was the first wife.
the first wife. I said to my woman, she don't like it, but it's like, hey, you the second one. It's the first one.
That's a book, man.
Calm down.
We have to treat it as such. We have to really we should want to serve the Lord. Truly, like serve, like the way we want women to serve us. We have to be an example, lead by example, and serve the Lord.
Any more precepts?
It's a beautiful walk.
This is Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1, or Ecclesiasticus, lucky. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and may not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And that's what y'all want. Y'all want to increase at the last end. Y'all done found a way. Y'all done found a straight gate and narrow way to salvation, eternal life today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta, you know what I'm saying, get y'all mind right, because it don't get easier today. You lift the weights. The plates, you supposed to add plates to that. You ain't supposed to, plates ain't supposed to get lighter. You're supposed to get stronger in this. So the Lord is, he refines men as gold to refine. He gonna put you through that fire. And you supposed to make it through that fire to get that increase on the back end.
Read that first part again, Michael Shaw.
Sirach 2 and 1 again. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
So just know that when you want to serve the Lord is going to put obstacles in your way to see how willing you are to serve him and to try your spirit, to try your hope, and to try your faith as well.
The Lord don't test you. He gonna test your metal.
And I was just saying, at the end of it, you're gonna come out looking like that beautiful shining diamond for the Lord. You gotta go through the affliction.
All right. And then the Lord already gave us the strength to overcome these obstacles that we face. We just gotta have that faith and belief in him that he gave it to us. He ain't gonna put no temptation on us that we can't bear.
That's what's up. Any more precepts?
Right, you're gonna find out the father's name is Yahweh, and the son's name is Yahushua. Yahweh Shai. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 syllables. You know what I mean? Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right, that's the Lord's true name, man. It's not Yahweh, Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, Yahshua. There's no U's and no E's in the ancient Hebrew. So it can't be Yahshua. It can't be Yeshua. None of those. There's no E's. It's Yahweh. And Yahweh Shai. So we say Yahweh, which means he exists. Ba Hashem. Ba means in. Ha means the. Shem is name. So in the name, Yahweh